Hello everyone, my name is Jamie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, as you can see, it's not the normal backdrop that you're probably used to, but I have behind me an Alocasia and a Pachira aquatica here, or also known as a money tree. So I'm going to repot it today. It's quite a big one, so come along with me and enjoy the video. So a bit of a backstory really. I bought this 5 years ago for work, which is where I am right now. I'm in the studio, so I'm a personal trainer by trade. And I wanted loads of plants in the studio, so I thought would get someone to come in, local business, and kit us out with some plants. And they've done amazingly. We've had no casualties and they are looking brilliant. However, this was 5 years ago before I was into plants. About 2 years in, I then started to care for the plants myself. I started to get more into the plants and then getting them out of shared pots. This is where I've got a bit of a problem with this one. Is it's meant to have 5 plants in one. Really, all of them have died other than 2. They've got ferns at the back. You've got one plant here who isn't doing too well, to be honest, hasn't grown in 5 years. And there's a few things wrong with it personally for me, is that it's in one pot that's not in a drainage pot. So I don't know how much water it needs. I can't see. It's really easy to overwater and then sit in water because there's no drainage for the water to go through. Also, I don't personally think plants should be all in one pot. I'm very excited to be repotting this. I think it's definitely in need of it. I should have done this a few years ago. I just haven't, to be honest. I think with the work plants definitely get a little bit of a worse deal in regards to care because I'm too busy working and not actually caring for the plants. So this is definitely in need. Now, the reason I think this does need a repot is that the Alocasia used to have a lot bigger leaves. The older leaves are a lot bigger. The newer leaves are tiny. They're a lot smaller. So she's actually getting smaller, pushing out more leaves, but getting smaller. The money tree is just browning at the top. It's not really growing. She's not getting any bigger. She's lost quite a few leaves. They don't seem very happy. And I think they probably are pot bound, but I am very excited to see what the roots look like as well. As you probably know, I'm very excited about roots. So we will open that up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get the place ready, gonna put some tarpaulin down, and then we're gonna get going. Just show you what I got. Obviously I've got the tarpaulin down. The amount of soil that's going to go everywhere. If I leave the soil, the guys are going to have an absolute nightmare at getting messy. So I've got some tarpaulin. I have got some perlite. So I've got perlite here, a few bags. Standard soil mix, just repotting mixture I got from a local garden centre. I've been a bit lazy with the potting mixture, to be honest. All I've got is some normal soil with perlite. That's it. I'm going to add the perlite in just to aerate the soil a little bit, stop it from having a risk of getting root rot, but I haven't got my chunky aroid mixture that I usually do. This is already in normal soil and it's thriving, so I'm not bothered too much about that. I'm going to make my own soil mixture just with soil and perlite, and hopefully that should be fine. It's better than what it's in already, and it's going to be in bigger pots. So I've got pot here. Hopefully that's big enough. It was actually the biggest pot size they had. And then I've got a smaller one here for the Alocasia, or I might need to make that into 2 plants because it's bigger than I thought, and I think I've miscalculated. We'll check on the roots though and see if that pot's big enough. If not, I'm gonna have to scrap this whole video out and go and get a bigger pot. So off we go. This is what I'm excited for the most, really. Pop that over to the side. Is this right? So she's got 2 bulbs. There's probably a lot of corms in there as well. Look at that. That's amazing. That's a good Alocasia. Oh, she's a beaut. What is it with plants and falling over? Yeah, see, this is what I'm not so happy about. So this is the money tree. I'll leave the alocasia on the floor for a second. Now this money tree, I'm amazed it's even alive. That is incredible. Look at that. That root system is just awful. Absolutely awful. Okay, yes, I haven't tended to the plant as much as I would like to, and I've been a little bit harsh on it. But how do you expect a plant to thrive in a pot size that big? Oh, it's just, she's such a lovely plant as well. I mean, look at the width of that. That is incredible. And I did buy the plant already with it well established. I haven't propagated one of these before. But that is really bad. If you look at my last video of the Monstera albo, the large form one, I mean, in 4 weeks, it grew bigger roots than what this has in 5 years. But let me know your views on the money tree and whether you find it's just got bad root system in general. But she isn't finding it too good. And the pot size, oh my God, is massive for what that is. So I actually think we might be fine with putting it in a much smaller pot. So I'm going to pop her down because she almost fell over. This is just all soil. So you got, I don't actually know what plant this is. Let me know. Let me know, you fountain of knowledge viewers, on what plant that is. Now this is just awful. This is just, there's not even dead roots in it. It's not like I've pulled out the roots. It's just, I would say the alocasia has a good root system, but this is just dead soil, to be honest. Now this, the fern, that can go in the bin because she's definitely dead. I could probably resurrect her, but probably more of a home job, because when you come into the studio, you don't want to see half dead plants that I'm resurrecting in an ICU. You kind of want to see healthy plants, right? So I'm pleased with these. I'm super pleased with these alocasias. I mean, the roots look amazing. I probably can't get too close to it. I don't know if you can see, but the roots look healthy. She looks healthy. She's been healthy all along. She's actually, out of all of the plants that were in here, the alocasia has definitely thrived the most. It's almost like she's bullied out the rest of the plants though. That's why, once again, I'm not a fan of it all going in one pot. There's so many variables you can't control with it. What happens if one plant's not doing well? You have to kind of, pull it out, and it's just, they might like different soil mixtures. They might like it being slightly damper or etc. So, but I think I can put these in one pot because I think they're actually, this just goes to show the alocasias look fairly big, right? They look pretty established. The money tree's massive. The money tree is, I would say it's bigger than me, but it's not really that hard. But the money tree is massive. And the money tree is going to go in a smaller pot than these alocasias because the root system isn't good enough. The root system comparison is just astronomical. That's why people go wrong and look at the size of the plant instead of the size of the plant is completely irrelevant on the pot size. Because if I put that plant, that money tree, in a bigger pot, it's just going to die. There's actually not that many corms. They're all kind of dead. I was a bit gutted. I thought there'd be loads. I was saying to clients, I was like, I give out a few plants, give out quite a few plants actually, to clients, and I thought there'd be loads of corms for clients to have. And this has actually not dropped many corms at all. And for you that don't know, alocasias drop corms. So corms are little bulbs in the root system. I'll try and find one for you, like this. So let me see, I don't know if you can see that there. So the little corms, this one is dead, but they drop little corms. And then from that is once you get an alocasia, so if you get an alocasia from a garden centre and it needs repotting, have a look and find those corms, because they will then grow. If you put it in moss or in water, they can then grow smaller, they can grow alocasias. So from that, you've then got, I bought an alocasia poly and it was £15, $20. And then when I went on to repot it, I got 15 corms from that one plant. So you can just think value for money, give it to friends, family, loved ones, all that jazz. Good little Christmas present, that. But this actually has none. But then again, it's also not really, I mean, the soil is in bad, soil is in a very bad way, being honest. I can't find one living corm, but it doesn't matter too much. I just put loads of perlite in. Go super generous with perlite. It's cheap. It's a volcanic rock, and it basically stops the soil mixture from clumping together. Just makes it look a little bit, this is what it might look like. I would wear a mask usually, but it just makes it a lot lighter. So if you haven't already, have a look at my aroid soil mixture video. There's tons out there. Loads of them are great. You know, it's not like I'm doing anything in particularly different. So, right, I'm going to put them both in together. I'm going to contradict myself here and say plants shouldn't go in one pot, as I put 2 plants in one pot. That's why you wear a mask. But they're the same plant. They're like brothers or sisters. Sisters, I think. I'm losing the battle at work. I keep wanting to add more plants and everyone's saying no. I can't win. Right. That's nicer, isn't it? Yeah. If it was down to me, I'd have a lot of plants in here, but I don't think the team are too pleased with it. I think it gets in their way. Thank God I've got this tarpaulin. It means I'm less worried about making a mess. I also think if you're into buying plants and you love plants like this, I'm a big advocate of checking on Facebook or eBay or whatever second-hand apps that are around where you live. But there's so many people that buy plants like this the plant grows and outlives the space, they need to sell it for dirt cheap because they need it gone. And this plant is £300-400, $400-500, but there's people selling this in their homes for 100 quid. It's just an absolute no-brainer for me. I don't know why people wouldn't just have a check every now and then if there's a plant you like. I've seen some absolute steals around the UK. I've travelled hundreds of miles. I drove down to get the Melanochrydon I got at home, the big one that you might have seen in the backdrop. You know, I drove 3 hours, made a weekend of it with my girlfriend. We took the dog and we went away, and the bloke I bought it from, had a coffee with him. He gave me so many tips on the plants and plants in general, and it was lovely. And I never would have done that if I just went to a garden centre. So it just takes time, I know that. Right, she's a little bit. Here is the repot done. You've got your alocasia in one pot, your money tree in another pot. The root system on both are pretty bad. The soil has been it's awful. Okay, yes, a lot of it is me because these plants get neglected a little bit. However, I think overall, the pot size that it was in was way too big. You can't measure the soil mixtures for each of them. They might have different requirements as well. I am hoping that we'll get the plants thriving now in their new pots. I just want this money tree to get a better root system. I'm a little bit worried because it doesn't have any roots and it's just looking a little bit sad for itself. I don't really want to see that die because it's so many years old. The alocasia should be completely fine. I'm just going to clean up and then I'll show you what it looks like when they're in the studio. Here is the money tree. So hopefully she'll do a lot better in that pot. I have watered that soil now and I just get a bigger root system. I want her to look a bit happier. She's not looking great. She's definitely one that I don't want to lose because she's so old and she's so big. I would probably say she's sitting at 7 foot. So I really don't want her to be dying now. I'll be checking on those roots, making sure that there's some new root growth. I mean, she's just looking so floppy. She's just, yeah, not really too happy. So hopefully that new pot will put her in a better state. And this is the other one. So this is the alocasia. She's thriving, but just, I want her to go back to these bigger leaves because the smaller leaves here, I know that one's just unfurled, but even that one is just tiny compared to, so I want her to get back into the, into those big leaves, but that is both of those repotted. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want more videos to come. And guys, the support over the last few months has been crazy. I've absolutely loved this journey of starting this channel. Definitely more videos to come. And you guys have given me some really good ideas as well. Have a lovely Christmas and a Happy New Year.